Hello everyone, and welcome to an Elden Ring build showcase, where I'm going to be showing off 4 different builds, and just talking about area control in all of them, like with Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. This is my RL94. I can't even say it's a pyro because I am using lightning here, but it is my Faith Caster build, with stats allocated for Blasphemous Blade. And here I'm fighting 3 dudes that are fighting Evil Blight, and knowing that there are 3 of them in a relatively PvE light area, I'm using the fully charged lightning bolt in order to do a lot of damage over a wide area. And then as soon as one phantom goes down, things start getting a lot easier because Evil Blight does absolutely chunk damage. So I do have good PvE support, but still two dudes are not to be taken lightly, and especially because you can potentially have max levels in this bracket, and also, I mean, not max levels, but max level weapons in this bracket. But there we go, nice clean finish with Storm Assault. Now this one was a while ago, but I wanted to include it in something because I'm running, I'm panicking. However, as you can see, there is a nice little cliff face right there. I'm making sure that I'm fully healed, and fireball. That is, yeah, fireballs are great, and here I've got my Lord's straight sword in order to, yeah, here I'm still trying to ledge them, but they just keep getting stuck on the stairs. But I've got my straight sword to finish off an honest co-op at Morn. Yeah, Morn I kind of had to go a little bit crazy there with the fireballs and gravity because there's not really any useful PvE at level 90 unless they were a New Game Plus. Even then, still not so much. And here's another example of a place with no PvE, but a very nice cliff face. And fire spells do all, especially, well, at least Giant's Flame, and then Taker's Flames, even though it's giant AoE. The 2 of them have amazing knockback, and to host and phantom down off the cliff face. Even though that last one was just for 41 damage, it's still just, ledging people is so much fun in Elden Ring. And oh yeah, here I have I've been liking main hand S-Stock a little bit, and this is just an example of how powerful thrusting swords are in Elden Ring. I don't use them all that often, especially if I'm doing like a more specific cosplay, but this was one of the ones where I was just like, maybe just main hand, one-handed S-Stock is pretty good. As you can see, this guy is a Moonveil Wizard out of Grace. I'm pretty sure his family just died to the Zamor warriors in the ruins. They do a lot of damage. But this guy's pretty squirrely, so I pull out the S-Stock with Sacred Blade. And that was an awesome catch, and yeah, that was just so clean. Yeah, sometimes just like clean things like that are just really fun to include in Heaven, and here is another Moonveil versus Sacred Blade S-Stock invasion. At first, I'm wary because I've been ganked in this spot a few times, or at least like the skeletons are not super helpful PvE, and it's really tight quarters, and there's not really a lot of room to maneuver if I get stuck. And as you can see, here is another Moonveil Wizard, this time in Morozier's outfit. And I am low on health, and I know that this guy does a really good amount of damage, so I have to be very careful to not basically trade into the Ash of War. But there, I just catch him in a nice little R1 chain, and GG. now we are on to my rune level 60. I guess it's a quality intelligence build because it's got 20, 20, 20 in strength, dex, and int. But it uses Night Maiden's Mist for area control and has a bunch of frost infused stuff. Night Maiden's Mist is just amazing just because it just sits there and eats people's health with passive damage, and then in combination with Zamor Ice Storm, it's just really strong. That Phantom, I don't know exactly where they were going because they kind of just ran into the wall. Yeah, and here running around this column, I can actually use Zamor Ice Storm in order to basically block off one side of the column, allowing me to effectively keep the host and Phantom at bay as if it were a wall. But then when it wears off, I can run around the column again, and then also use Zamor Ice Storm kind of as an effective wall. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm titling this video, but from everything that's in it, you know that I just love area control and invasions, and how I take advantage of area control is generally how I succeed in invasions. And if I can't control the area, that's when I don't do as well. And as you saw, Night Maiden's Mist there, and then a very nice Phantom hello for a little bit of a GG. And these poor guys, I was just spawned in at the top of a ladder with Zamor Ice Storm at the ready. That is, every once in a while you just get one of those invasions where it's just bad luck because someone has a really good spawn and either on top of a ledge, whether it's the host or the invader, it can go either way. And then this guy has Rot Grease Qatar. He's not rune-arced, but he's probably being a little bit of a Grace Goblin. However, with my physic, I have increased raw resistance, and he's really aggressive, so I can actually just sit there and just like Zamor Ice Storm. This one was just very strange. Don't stand in ice storms. I live in a place where winter is problematic, so, well, not super problematic, but you know not to stand outside in a blizzard. And these guys, I was just like, they didn't want to go fight the dragon while I was here, so I pulled out a single Frost Nagi, and yeah, the lesson here is never abandon your host. I think I've said that in a lot of invasions, but never abandon your buddies. Oh yeah, and then this one was cool because I'm rune level 60 and I'm in the Halleck tree, so I'm just like, oh goodness, something's happening. Whether or not, I think the Phantom is overleveled, but the person who is with the Phantom has at least made it to the Halleck tree, which is something. I forgot if I actually I don't think I ever calculated their levels, but I'm just like, this is not an easy place to get to. Because like I made it to the prayer room with this build using thank you Axe Guy. This guy is one of my best buddies in well, just these the really big Axe Guys are my buddies in Halleck Tree Invasions, and yeah, it took work beating Loretto with Frost Venomous Fang, and I think it was also Frost Bloodhound Claws. There we go. And I think the host here, I think he just fell down onto the ant area and died to the ants. And now here we are with Briar Frog. We're in level 73 strength arcane build, and honestly probably like my meanest build just because of all of the status, but it's still just silly and fun. I enjoy playing with Briar Frog, and this guy, he ambushes me on the catapult bridge, And yeah, I'm just like, oh, you're not here for fun. But he's poisoned, and we're gonna roll with it. And thankfully, I have a lot of useful things to do with hyper armor weapons, and also keep some range, because the catapult does target him, but it does have a little bit of a delay, and there he is able to chug before the poison got him. And a blue gets summoned in, and at this point I'm just like, oh no, this is going to be really bad. So I change over to Stormcaller, no, Troll Lord, yeah. So my thought is I'm probably going to have to ledge this host. I don't know if the blue recognizes what was going on, because I do have the Fashion Talisman on. So I don't know if he was just running past to see what was going on to make sure that the host wasn't getting ganked, or what, because then the host is dead from that, and then the blue is just emoting at me, so I'm just like, haha, GG blue. So that was fortunate that the blue did not interfere in that. And this is just an example of, there are a lot of thoughts on solo host invasions, but if you have a very experienced invader and they catch you off guard and you don't have a buddy nearby, something like this can happen. Like, granted, this can also happen to the invader if the host is familiar with PvP, but this guy just gets caught on the ledge. I've got little cantrip spells like Catch Flame that are really fast, Poison, and a Straight Sword to just clean up. And this is why, like, Briar Frog is one of the meaner builds that I have, just because the amount of damage output Briar Frog has is really fast. And this is just silly. Please level your health and wear clothes. Well, I don't even know how to follow that up, just because it's just like, yes, level your health and please don't be naked. And this is very silly. So that guy knows don't stand on ledges next to roaring frogs. However, this mage does not know don't stand on ledges next to frogs that roar. Because I know that, like, ledging and things can happen in the Dark Souls trilogy, but in Elden Ring, because of the jumps, it just seems so much more doable. And that is double seppuku curved swords, and this is a first steps gank. So you can take a guess at what's about to happen. Well, I guess A is I wait around for 10 minutes. B, I get bled out. Or C, there's this really nice ledge over here, and I've been talking about ledging people a lot and had a lot of ledging in this video. Now that was attempt 1, and as you can see, these guys did not understand what I was trying to do, because they just let me do it again. Yay, Briar Frog, the absolute menace. And you can probably guess what's going to happen here. Yeah, Briar Frog is just like, I don't know, I love the build, and sometimes it feels nice to just have a little mean invader guy, just for when you want to try a little bit harder than cosplaying. And speaking of cosplaying, we've got some more Princess Eirika invasions, because I worked really hard on the cosplay and I enjoy the build. This is a Grace Duelist. I'm just gonna say that this is a good fight. I think I did really well with the Sacred Relic Sword and wanted to showcase it. Like, I encourage, if you're just looking for 1v1s, to go to try the arena or something, because this is summoning invaders. But the fight, it's like the combination of Sacred Relic Sword and Shamshir was really good and really fun, and I wanted to showcase that to y'all. And here, I want you to pay very close attention that there are no enemies. So, this is, and it's also below the meta level bracket. So this is a dead level Haligtree gank, which requires a lot of work because that means that the host and the phantom have gone through and killed all of the NPCs in the prayer room, which are non-trivial. Like, yes, with co-op it's easier and you can move through it, but at this point I know that if the enemies were gonna load, they should have loaded, and this is going to be a very dangerous invasion. Hence I'm busting the candle stands because I don't remember exactly what can and can't be mimic veiled. Yeah, the host is using power stance straight swords, which is just very strong with how the hyper armor and poise changes have shaken out. They've got range, but there's a ledge right here. So, and knowing that they're very aggressive, they jump straight into a troll's roar, and I cleared the dead level gank. Because it takes like 10 minutes to get that set up. Like, it is a non-trivial amount of time to clear the Haligtree. And here, I've got Night Buddies. Yeah, these guys I think just running through the city, having a good time, playing some co-op. However, I am not going to let them defeat, well, I don't think this particular knight survives, but I'm not going to let them take down the army of Landel, the royal capital. It's my duty as the princess of a different game to protect my knights, and these guys are my knights right now. Yep, poor host, he walked into the Landel gank squad. Just a rough situation. And, oh yeah, this one, I am very far behind the host and the phantom here. So I am running through the sewers, which thankfully I know pretty well because I really like invading here. But I know that I have to be really clever and fast if I want to secure a victory here, because as you can see, they're already below me. There's only some jars, an elevator, and the fog wall. That is all that's left of the level. So I don't have omens. I have only one ledge. So I drink my physic here to make sure that I have the buff all ready to go, because I won't have time to apply it closer to the fight. And also they have a halo scythe, not a halo scythe, they have the winged scythe to prevent me from using flasks. So here, I go in, I activate the elevator, hoping someone will follow me and get ledged. The ledging doesn't work, but I keep calm, follow up with R1s, and finish off the host. That one was just, I was really happy with that. That was a very clean, well-executed invasion. And to end on, I just have this one's pretty standard one, but I just play pretty smart and make sure that I'm fully healed up, use my physic, and yeah, it's not, the little staircase here is a fun place to fight. You have to worry about the rock floor. I do know that there's a big flower over here, and I can use it to hide because the flower does output a lot of damage. So does the host of the Phantom, because the Ruin's Greatsword is the rune's greatsword's nothing to be sneezed at. It can output a lot of damage. Phantom down, yeah, there I get hit with the Ash of War. And then I use the antitoxin to get rid of the rot. And then now that they know that their buddy is down, I think it took them a moment to realize they are running. And you can probably guess where they're running to. And it's going to be a relatively abrupt finish. So I'll just say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the showcase of a lot of the books that I've been using, and also like hearing my voice in some of these invasions rather than just the compilations with music. But those will probably still come. They're just because they're also really fun. Yep, I was trying to resummon his friend, but no. Princess Eirika is, she got a lot of perfect levels. GG guys, and y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll catch you in the next video.